Okay, so I'm going to look for articles about the Upper West Side because I know that's one of the students is doing that project, and it can seem maybe like a difficult topic. So I'm doing Upper West Side, New York City, see what happens. Okay, and a bunch of stuff comes up. So you'll remember this from when we did this in week 5, that because I'm connected to library links, I'm going to see full text at CSI right here. And it's interesting because for the most part, the open access articles are also available at CSI Library. That's in part because we librarians have been trying to pull in as much freely available information that's out there online and pull it into the CSI Library. It's also possible that we have a subscription to that same journal and that the author posted it online for free, and we also have a subscription to the material. So I hope this isn't too confusing, but basically the top link here is the freely posted version online, and this would be the version that we have access to through CSI. So this would be the open access one, this would be the possibly subscription one, and I'm just going to scroll down. I find with Google Scholar that sometimes the top results are not the ones that I always want, but so I actually like this one. Looks pretty interesting. I'm looking at the publication dates, I'm looking at other things about this, and it is a little bit old, but that might be fine for this if I'm looking at a historical overview. And some of these are books. We don't have access to these. They're just kind of letting us know that they're here. I'm going to click next and see what's on the second page. And see if there's any really good examples. Okay, so this is a whole book, but it looks like we have access to it at CSI, so that's pretty cool. So this one's an open access version right here. Here's a good one. So this one is only showing me the open access version, and this I can tell right here is in Academic Commons at Columbia, so that's their institutional repository. I will click this, and let's open it online. Okay, interesting. So this is somebody's dissertation, which is kind of cool. This is something that we might not normally have access to because we at CSI would not normally have a thesis written by a student at Columbia, right? But because the student posted it online, we can actually read it. Which is great. And another thing about this, so if your professor says, oh, you can't quote from a dissertation, it hasn't been published yet, okay, let's scroll down. If this is really about my topic, I can scroll down and look at their references. Look at this. They referenced a million things. Some of these are primary source materials, I can see. Some of these are secondary. Some of these are articles, some of these are books, but this is a treasure trove of information about the Upper West Side, right? This is all the research that the student pulled in order to write their paper. And you can definitely scroll through and see if any of this is accessible to you. So that's a kind of smart way that you can use even a thesis or a dissertation if your professor won't allow you to use it in your paper. But they might, so you just have to ask. So, for this assignment, I don't want to go too crazy on don't show me the PDF that you have access to through CSI, because the point is we're talking about how do you access materials, and more access is better than less access. So if you find something that is just available online, so for instance, this one would be the open access version of the same article that you can find. So that's why I want you to show me the link, right? So share the link with me so that I can check out what you're finding yourself. And then I can kind of look at it and see what you're getting at. So that is how to look for open access articles that are freely available online, and hopefully a little bit of explanation of why they matter. And in the next video, I'm going to talk about open educational resources in case that's more your jam. And for the assignment, you can do one or the other, but I'd like you to learn about both. Okay, thanks.